Tutorial, welcome. So today we're going to be talking about making 3 dimensions of the mix. If your mix is sound 2-dimensional, in this video you're going to learn how to create 3 dimensions, how to separate instruments, how to put them in space, and basically create a feeling of being inside a room or some 3D space instead of hearing this in like a mono 2-dimensional version. So to illustrate you what the elements in the mix are like in the 3D space, I'm gonna be using Blender. This is a software if you want to make 3D stuff. Basically, you have 2 speakers, right? And these speakers, by doing some stuff, you're able to create 3D space. Kinda really interesting. If you even have 1 speaker, you can create some depth and some like positioning still. You won't be able to create 3D space because you need another speaker, but you will be able to create some, depth and space still. So imagine like this is the mix. This is just mono, right? Then you have the left side and then you have the right side. So like this is the left speaker, this is right speaker, this is mono. So this is kind of looking still 2-dimensional. We can look from the side and be like, oh, this is actually 2 dimensions still. And inside 2 dimensions, you actually have also height and bottom, like top and bottom. So left and right, basically left speaker, right speaker. Top and bottom is, the top is like the high end of the EQ and the bottom is like the bottom of the EQ. Bottom, lows and highs. This is referring to the frequency spectrum only. This is to stereo imaging. You can take elements, like position them in this space, right? For 3D space, you need some depth. So if we go here, we can actually take this guy and be like, bloop. And now, as you can see, this guy is in the back. So also, you're able to position things to be in the back, left and right. So we are getting this. Also, guess what? You can position things to be on the top, in the back. Also, we can position things to be on the bottom, in the back. So this is what you get. You get 3 dimensions. So this is 2D space. You're able to create mid, top, bottom, left, right, and all of these. You can connect them. You can create left channel and on the top or on the bottom. Simply by EQing stuff, you can apply low cut or high cut and it's gonna move up and down the sound. But if you add depth, you can do the same thing, but like put things in the background. So let's go and look at one more example. So you have the middle sound. Let's say this is a vocal and you want some harmonics. So you want the harmony to be on the left and the right side. So those are these are harmonies, but like you maybe don't want the harmony to be so dry. That's why you push this to the background. You need this extra axis to be able to push stuff to the back, usually with a reverb, but this is where we're gonna go in a second. Let's say this is a kick and this is gonna be not really wide, but not mono 2, a re-bass, and this is gonna be a snare, maybe not as high, maybe more like this, a bit to the background but not as far away. And on the top usually you have hi-hats, push them to the back also so they're not in the face. So the mix could look like this. You have a kick, you have a snare, you have a vocal, and you have some elements that are supporting these things. They're playing more in the background, they're not in the face. So we could say this is what it would look like. And if you do something like this, if you imagine 3D space while making a track, you will be able to add elements inside places that are missing. So for example, now I see like, oh, this place here is missing. So I'm just gonna duplicate that and push this right here maybe. Right, so I have some element right here that, I can use maybe something here or something here. We have some space here that we can fill. Okay, so now we're going to Ableton and let's see what we can do. Let's now take one sound and do like a really simple example of how we can manipulate all the positioning. Okay, let's take this one. So I'm gonna mono this, right? So this is a snare, it's like in your face, it's mono. So what we can do right now, let's apply reverb. So we want to manipulate this so it goes in the back, right? So really simple thing you can do is to apply some reverb. Instead of doing a really long one, if you do a really short reverb, you'll take like the same length of the snare and put it in the background instead of adding length. So this is not anymore in the front. Now let's see like what we can do to push this up. Even if you close your eyes and like try to imagine the position of the sound, if you add a low cut, it goes up. Yeah, the sound is here now. Yeah, holy shit, it moves. That's a top. Basically now just positioning this in inside left, right side. You just simply do this. So now with these three things, which is a reverb, an EQ, and a stereo balance, we are able to create 3 dimensions of the song. Take a look at the examples. So we have drums here. So each of these elements is having a reverb on them, the kick, the snare, hi-hats. So we can play this back. So this is with reverb and this is without reverb. So the second one is like more in the front, really dry. And a dry one. Easy example of positioning the hi-hats. So now I added more reverb, so I pushed them back and I use a frequency shifter down, so I put them down. So I will definitely one day make a full mixing tutorial because my mixing skills are getting better and better. So I think I can slowly start teaching more. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something. Check out CYBERPACK, check out Lucid Dreaming Sample Pack. Goodbye. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, you can side on that subscribe button. Also, you can visit my site over sample.us for some high quality samples, presets, and free sounds.